Hey now! Welcome back to the TMP project. We are on the bridge. Kirk has just gotten out of the turbolift. We do not have a turbolift card, which upsets me because we have the little dot that you can see in the diagram in the turbolift. That is the lift elevator car. Is it called a car itself? And it goes up to the bridge. But never mind that. This is what Shatner sees. These are the folks working and getting ready and working real hard to get the bridge and the ship all ready to go. So it's the Enterprise bridge. One of many cards for this scene. That is an unnatural pose by Shatner. It doesn't even look real. But we're going to leave that one alone. They are feverishly working to prepare the starship for a launch. And we learn about the bridge redesign. And yes, one crew member stands atop an anti-grav unit, but that's not in the card. But the anti-grav unit, you can see him in the scene. There's no him. It's just like a mannequin's legs, but they have it there to look like the anti-grav is working. So this is what we see when Kirk opens when the doors open of the lift, and everybody's happy to see the familiar faces. We're all happy. We're seeing them for the first time again. And don't forget, Takei wrote a whole book on his, well, it's not a book so much as a journal on his time spent not getting too many scenes in TMP. So there we all are. Well, what about Captain Decker? He spent 18 months on the refit. But, Ensign, the odds of our surviving may have just doubled, says Miss Uhura here. So here we are. This is what's going on. Oh, we got a nice Nichols shot. Getting stuff done. I just received your command transfer orders that the earpiece is not here. Now, the earpiece, by the way, the only prop from TOS that made its way to TMP. The earpiece prop. That was original. Everything else is new. I think because they couldn't find a better prop. The familiar faces, also the same scene we have here. Although not as smiley. This is just a different take. We're happy. We're like, oh, man, we've got to work with Shatner again. I guess if I'm getting paid to do this, let's do it. So we're returning to the bridge. And, of course, because this is a movie card, there's nothing for us to learn. But this also opens up us up to remembering who's on the bridge. So we're meeting our crew again for the first time in a decade. So here is cards 16 and 18. So George Takei and Walter Koenig. There we are. Of course, these two for so long always were confused with one another. Right. And of course, on the back of, which I'm sure would delight Takei to know on the back of this card is just a Shatner quote. So lovely. It's like we had two different people working on these cards, and they never did meet up to conference about what should we put on the back of these cards. Well, let's make it nothing related to what's on the other side. Okay, and we'll do that. Oh, it's Shatner talking about Kirk. All right. And then we have two Nichols cards. So this is the Uhura card. And this other action shot just says, New Starfleet uniforms. So that's all we get there. So this is card 85 and 15, getting to know our staff. And this is a Nichols shot. This is not a Uhura shot. But, nonetheless, there she is. In her 1979 glory. And we have a story. Am I going to have to find all these story summary cards? Oh, yeah, I think an episode just on story summary cards. It's in the works. I'm going to have to put that together. That's extra work for me, but this is the first time I've noticed a story summary card, and apparently there are 5 of them. Only 5? But look where number 5 ends. We're not even... This is just the beginning of the movie. That's what happens when you make cards for a movie that you don't know how it ends. That says a lot about the TMP. And that's the bridge scene. I mean, what's missing in these cards is the alien guy who was missing during the he was missing from the entire original movie. He's the alien that says, and Captain Decker. what about him? And that's the last we see of that person. And then there's also a couple that are arguing when the shuttlecraft door opens. And it's like, I thought you ordered that an hour ago. And we never see them again. They were supposed to, one of them was supposed to be the Chief DeFalco role, but Shatner wanted his wife in there. So that's how that works. All right. I'm going to leave it at that. So here we go. And I'm going to go find those story summary cards because, why not? So there we go.